Political awareness is a multifaceted concept that encompasses various stages of consciousness and self-understanding. The journey through the levels of political extremism can lead to profound personal growth and a deeper understanding of oneself and the world, or one's complete and utter destruction. By understanding these levels, individuals can identify where they currently stand and what steps they need to take to advance their consciousness. This journey through the levels of political extremism can never be fully understood until experienced, but hey, maybe this video will help for those somewhere along the journey. Level 1. The NPC. Stage 1 of political extremism is honestly the opposite of any extremities. In this stage, you are but a casual onlooker. You don't pay attention to politics, you believe whatever news you read on social media or see on TV, and you don't think much of it. You have that one friend who is heavily invested in politics, and they pretty much update you on everything, even if you do feel they can seem a bit crazy sometimes. Level 2. The voter. Somewhere along the lines of being a regular Joe Schmo who pays no attention to the ravings of slick-talking suits in front of podiums and podcast logos, you were triggered. Rather it be to some event which was detrimental to your life, such as loss of a job, to some reason you deem unfair, or a breakup, family participation, a favor for a family member, friend, or maybe the overwhelming wave of political posts on Facebook and TikTok, you decided to become involved. You're not shouting in the streets, knocking on random people's doors, or spouting off on social media like that one friend, but you're willing to fill out a ballot or press a button on a screen. Hell, maybe your one vote will actually make a difference. Level 3. The activist. Well, looks like your vote didn't really make a difference. You've also come to the realization that there are people with political views who can do some real harm to you, your loved ones, and the ideals you hold dear to your heart. Those fascist, communist, bigoted, woke, racist, mentally ill losers won't be deciding factors in how you live your life anymore. At least not if there's anything you can do about it. It's time to grab a sign and head out to the streets where your voice will be heard. Level 4. The truth teller. Voting, protesting, even rioting may have gotten some people's attentions, but you've come to the realization now that these things truly make no difference either. This is exactly what the powers that be want us to do. A controlled cycle, an endless matrix with no way out. That is, unless they take the red pill. And you just so happen to have a truckload of them to hand out. The lunar space landing was fake, the earth is flat, satanic billionaires run the planet, Elvis is still alive, and Jeffrey Epstein definitely didn't kill himself. Surely at least one of those has to be true. And let's not even get you started on all the CIA cover-ups. Level 5. The martyr. You've done so much. Voting, protesting, and spent countless hours on social media or in deep conversations with people you know, trying to educate them in hopes of truly making a change. If you can make this city, this state, this country, or this world a better place even a little bit, it would all be worth it. Yet, nothing changes. You've now realized that for true change to occur, it requires an action that stands above all. Sacrifice. Mother Teresa spent her entire life caring for the poor and needy. Gandhi spent plenty of his life in prison for speaking out against racism and British rule. Nelson Mandela spent most of his life behind bars to protect social justice. Martin Luther King Jr. died for what he believed in. So did Malcolm X. Robert F. Kennedy, Che Guevara, Charlie Kirk, the list goes on and on. Real change means you must be willing to give up everything, and you are ready to make that sacrifice if need be. Level 6. The exile. You're still here. You didn't spend the rest of your life in prison for your political activism, you weren't assassinated, and you didn't die in a shootout with the authorities. In fact, you've now come to the realization that even those who sacrificed their lives for causes they believed in are eventually forgotten. When that time inevitably comes, history will repeat itself. We are in fact trapped in a matrix, except it wasn't created by those in power. Plot twist, it was created by all of us together as a species. There is no way to change this sick society, so the only thing left for you to do is escape society itself. Maybe a cabin in the woods, a lake house, or a bunker in the desert where you no longer have to be bothered by the evils and hypocrisy of humanity. Anywhere is better than here. Level 7. The truly happy. You've spent months, years in near isolation, aside from some close family members or maybe your beloved dog or cat. Hell, maybe you spent this time entirely alone. You reflected on much. Your past experiences, decisions, actions, and every path that brought you to where you are at this very moment. So much of your life was spent trying to change the world, but very little was spent enjoying what this world has to offer. Even the simplest joys you've taken for granted. You never noticed how beautiful the clouds are on a bright sunny day, the calming sound of rain, the aurora of the stars on a quiet, cloudless night, the enjoyment of a tasty bagel in the morning, the smell of the crisp country air, or the flow of the city on a busy Saturday afternoon. Lights galore, mild chatter of crowds, the rhythmic clickety-clack of the local train rail, rumbling buses, sirens, subways, music, machinery. How incredible is it for organisms who once ate bugs off of each other's backs to now create technology which can allow us to travel to the vastness of outer space? You wonder what happened to the person who used to take a simple joy in these things and you wish to go back. You may not be able to reverse time, but you will use the remaining time you have left to forge a new path. You give up any notions of which political party is the good one. You no longer care about voting for which feckless faction will lie to you today and fail to meet their promises tomorrow. You don't care about creating a grassroots movement the likes of which has never been seen before. You're not an NPC like you were in the past. You've seen far too much to ever forget, but you're done sacrificing yourself for any causes. And you know that exiling yourself from society doesn't even matter, because what matters most is how you feel about yourself on the inside. No one can take that from you. You felt a weight release that you've never experienced, or at least that you can remember. And you've come to the final realization that the only thing you can truly change in this world is yourself. This time around, the change that you make will be to finally be happy.